Hello kitties, hope you're doing great. This is your Grammy Brit again, enjoying an afternoon of quiet while we enjoy another spider series. This one may not be to your liking, especially if you happen to like chocolates like Grammy here, who is currently finishing off a small bar of Toblerone. And a finger just crossed by. Anyway, so here's the summary of that story. They say that most stories were derived or would be derived from real life. It depends, I guess, on the viewership. So if you're familiar with this story, please let me know. I keep forgetting the title of it, but it would be coming around with Halloween, chocolates, candies, sprinkles, and spiders. So, the summary of the story is this. So, sometime in the early, let's round that up a bit. So, sometime mid-2000, so that's 2004, 5, 6, 7, depends on how you count on it. So you have Halloween, yeah? So kids were going around doing this and that, and then there's this chocolate factory, chocolate candy shop. Now, as it's a season for Halloween in this country, the shop decided to give away candies, sugar-coated peanut candy sprinkles of sorts. So they were giving around these candies, and then they decided then to give these candies away to the kids. Now, the storyteller went on about that because his girls, ages 10 and 12, were allergic to peanuts. They couldn't have the candies per se, so they gave away their share of the candies. Happens to be in little packets, little baggy takeaway baggy candy baggies. You know, familiar with that? They gave those away to their friends. Now, their father was working as a nurse. So, you can imagine that within 24 hours after this event, this supposedly happy event for kids, parents, families, kids started trickling in. At first, it was just little ones. Coughing up badly, couldn't breathe. And then the kids died in the emergency room. And then, as kids started pouring in, so were the big ones. You know, the teenagers, the 8, the 9s, the 10s, and then 12s, 13s, 14s, those that went about trick-or-treating. So, out of curiosity, because they were able to catch one of the patients as they were doing a tracheostomy, they were checking down the kid's throat using this camera that goes down the tubes. They could not believe what happened. Instead of phlegm, instead of thick mucus buildup, what caused the kids to cough up, to strangle themselves, to not breathe until they're blue all over, until they died in the emergency room, was spiders. Spiders were literally crawling out of their lungs, out of their throats, out of their noses and mouths, and they can't help a damn thing. Within a month, the CDC declared an emergency and did an investigation. Then they found out that the cause of it was that chocolate candy shop. Because what happened is they sprinkled their products with supposedly sugar flour. You know, the little sprinklies, coatings, the sugar flour coating that they thought was sugar flour coating happened to be, they got mixed up with eggs as they were imported from another country. And because the importation wasn't strict, something happened along the way and they got the candies infested with these sugar dust that were actually spider eggs. That when they were ingested by the kids, they hatched. Since then, that particular town, that particular street, lost kids by the groves. And then the summary of the story is that when neighbors from Japan moved over to the country, when they were doing the decorations and all that, they were educated of sorts. They were informed. The neighbors were very nice. They weren't violent and all that. But the neighbors came up quickly, informed what happened. And to the shock of everyone, the spiders were still there. Mind you, what happened is that they couldn't get rid of the spiders. The spiders built a home in their village, in their subdivision, in their street. Every house, every nook and cranny was infested with their webbings. See, what happened is, of course the spiders would come out of the mouths of the kids. And then they couldn't get rid of them. They couldn't get rid of them. And that's the sad part. So that being the case, since then, every house was littered with kid items. Toys, kid beds, clothing, items that reminded them of their children littered the sidewalks as they wanted to get rid of the memory, the horrible memory of what happened. So, kiddies, the next time that you buy candies, please make sure that you check how the candies were made, where they were actually made from, and you might want to stay away from those candies that have sugar powder coating on them, just in case that they're actually spider eggs in disguise. Anyway, kiddies, you have a good afternoon and you behave, yeah? Mommy Brit, Grammy Bit loves you very, very much. Mwah, 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 mwah.